Good evening. Can I get a sound check from someone, please? Just had to turn off my YouTube there. I was getting a bit of echo. Oh, I can hear myself. It sounds all right. Paul is in as well. Hello, Paula. Hello, Kitty. And we've got four people already in the chat. Hello. There we go. I can turn that off now. It's weird hearing yourself come back like that. Now let me move this over. Cheers. I've got my slime here. Got my slime here again. How is everyone? Oh, Spanish Chicken's in the house as well. Thank you, Paula, for that sound check. Just adjusting my mic here. There we go. There we are. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Oh, isn't this lovely? Make the most of it. I'm off next week. Yeah, I'm going on holiday next week, so yeah, I won't be here next Tuesday. So I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. So you'll just have to put up with Jimmy, Pete, and Cookie, and the legend of the Tagoose. So just waiting for a few people to come in. How is everyone? Just looking at the chat here. See what people are saying. Spanish is saying hello to the ladies. It's the ladies. The ladies are watching. Okay. So yeah, going to do the usual in a minute. Going to start the show with some video memes whilst people join the show. And that's about 15 minutes worth. And then we've got, let me look at my notes here. Look, I'm so organized. So yeah, then I'm going to, let's do the legal bit then. Yeah, I've got that written down. You see, there you are. So good evening. My name is Robert. I'm not a doctor, as it states there, should I say? Hang on. There. If you'd like some advice from a doctor, go and see one. Go and see your health and medical professional, and they'll give you some lovely advice and some lovely tablets. I'm sure they will. In the meantime, I'm here to entertain you, as Robbie Williams once said. And there we go. So, yeah. So how are you all? Yeah, so I won't be here next week. So I'll be back in 2 weeks' time because I'm going to go on holiday. I'm going to a top secret location, Torquay. Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can find some sunshine down in Torquay. What else have I got on for this evening? Yeah, so I'll be returning on September the 5th. September the 5th. I'll talk about that bit in a minute. Oh, I've got a new interview possibly coming up. I can't say much at the moment because it hasn't happened, but I have made contact with someone, and so that might be happening soon as well. How was Jimmy's interview? I didn't see it. Was Jimmy's? I caught the first bit of it, and it was quite echoey. I couldn't deal with it, and I was being so old as I am. You see, I have to go to bed at a reasonable time. So yeah. Oh, I've got an update from Kendo as well, and hello, Mandra as well. And yeah, I've got quite a few stories actually. I'm not sure we'll get through them all. And don't forget, we've got the big quiz at the end of the show. So hang around for that. Plus, we've got an after chat as well. Anyone who wants to join us in the after chat, I'll put the link up near the end of the show, and then we have a little chatathon. It was a good one last week. We had BB in, we had Spanish was in, I think Paula was in, Miss Blue Sky was in, yeah, a few people, and it was really good, really good. I hope the sun is shining where you are. Nubian, good evening, Nubian. Nice to see you, and thank you to everyone who's donated so far. I really appreciate it. Let me just show you this. I just want to show you. This is an update. So share my screen. Here we are. Let's have a look. That's the Chrome tab. Window. Entire screen. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this, and then I'll just share this with you. There we go. And there we go. Look, that's my PayPal. We've got a new balance of £112. I'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone that's chosen to support the channel. The money it's in order to keep the after chat for the show going for up to 10 people. So, and that's what I'm raising funds for. StreamYard costs about £190 a year for 12 months. But yeah, we're at £88 now, I think, or £78, should I say, short of the target. We've raised £112 so far. Thank you so much for all your donations. The links are in the show notes. If you want to donate, please donate again. If you can afford it, it'd be great. If you can't, don't worry about it. But I'm so pleased and chuffed about how much money we've raised so far. So once again, thank you so much. It's nearly 60% of the money has been raised so far. So well done to everyone who's donated. I really, really appreciate it. I really do. I'm chuffed to pieces. I am. So if you can, please, bung us a few quid if you can. If not, good evening, Pete, as well. Hello, Pete. And Miss Blue Skies in the house as well. I don't know if I've missed anyone else. I said hello to Amanda and Nubin as well. Yeah. Shall we do some of these things, shall we? Should we share some healthy videos and maybe something else mixed in with them as well? All right. I'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. Okay. Let me find this. Here we go then. Okay. Lovely. Come on. That's it.
Utterly useless. Farmers in northern Lucknow use them as pesticides, and it's cost advantageous too. For while pesticides cost about $20 to $30, spraying their fields with colas cost only about $6 to $8.
पहले तो हम लोग दवा का इस्तेमाल करते थे, दवा महंगी बैठ रही है, तो कुछ लोग बताए कि इसे देखो कीटनाशक इसमें होता है, तो हम लोग इसका इस्तेमाल करने लगे, तो इससे फायदा है.
A study released by the Center for Science and Environment found a pesticide residue of 11.85 parts per billion in 57 samples of cola drinks, about 24 times higher than limits agreed to. And while both Pepsi and Coke profess innocence, considering that this is the second damnation in 3 years, not many are buying either their protest or their products.
Changed in the 1950s, and they changed the wheat to create a plant with a high yield of grain. But in that hybridization process of creating a plant with a high yield of grain, they also adjusted a few areas that of course they didn't mean to. It was just part of the hybridization process. It was rushed through with no safety studies. And it's only now they're starting to see the problems that this hybridization of the wheat caused. It changed the starch structure. So this starch structure gets the blood sugar level up high even than refined sugar. That explains the mushrooming epidemic we've got of diabetes. It also changed the gluten or the protein structure into a structure that's very difficult to digest. So there's your celiacs, there's your gluten intolerances. And if someone has an allergy to the hybridized wheat, which is quite common because of the way it was changed, there will be excess mucus produced.
Would you eat your favourite takeaway if it was made in a laboratory? The thought of 3D printed nuggets might not sound appetising, but scientists say you won't be able to taste the difference.
Yes, KFC has partnered with Russian scientists to develop lab-made chicken nuggets. Simply take some cells from a real chicken, multiply them in the lab into a paste, and gently place that into a printer, similar to the one in your home office. Turn that paste into sheets, and layer upon layer, turn those sheets into cubes. Presto! you've got chicken nuggets. Joanna McMillan is a nutritional scientist.
Why are we making food in a lab now?
Well, we have two big problems. One is environmental and sustainability kind of issues. And the second is creating enough meat to feed the world's growing population.
Would there be nutritional value in something that's made in a lab?
Well, no, there's not. And that's what's a little frustrating for me, is why don't we think about recreating meat in the lab, but also make it healthier? And that's what's not happening.
There's no substitute for real chicken.
Adam Stratton is a proud old-fashioned butcher. You remember the ones who used to cut up, not create, meat.
There'd be a difference in texture, the taste, and, like natural. How can you go past natural products?
He won't be finger-licking, and I also suspect an old colonel might be turning in his grave.
Good chicken.
In 2021, Bill Gates said all rich countries should move to 100% synthetic beef. Well, he just got one step closer to that utopian dream. On June 21st, 2023, the USDA gave the first ever approval to two tech food startups, Upside Foods and Good Meat, to sell test tube chicken. It's actually cultivated in steel tanks, but you get the idea. Franken chicken sandwich, anyone? Live chicken cells are nourished in a broth of nutrients, and they do what stem cells do and create progeny all over the place. Then the masses of lab-grown chicken muscle are then shaped into familiar cutlets, boneless, no doubt, and sold retail. At least one of the companies is using genetic engineering to promote continuous growth of the cells. It's a little worrying that the proprietary processes used will not be likely open to scrutiny. With the mainstream media fawning all over them, they enthusiastically claim lab-grown meat will bring an end to the high environmental impact of the present meat industry. And then UC Davis research rained on their parade. They reported the impact of lab-grown meat is likely to be orders of magnitude higher than the real thing. Lots of consumers are apparently averse to their chicken having a steel vat for a mother. But not to worry, the USDA gave the industry $10 million of your money to address consumer acceptance. Now, I'm just wondering, should we be genetically modifying meat of animals that took hundreds of thousands of years to develop into a favorite menu item? Is it just me? Or is that arrogance that's likely to end in tears?
You're about to hear music through vibrating magnetic fields. This is absolutely wild. So we know electricity can do this through Tesla coils literally burning the air and creating sound waves in some pretty interesting ways. But how is it doing this without electricity or electric discharge? So when he pumps a signal of the music through that coil, it circulates it through this field. And then the ball is also magnetic. So when the ball goes into that vortex, it starts to vibrate the strings. That ball is literally moving the magnetic fields and vibrating the strings like a guitar to create the music. Daft Punk is literally being reflected in magnetic fields vibrating the coil like a guitar string. This torus field is how energy moves, and it's where we get some of our oldest symbols. If we break it down into its geometry, this is where we get the flower of life. This is how all energy flows in physical reality. This was broken down a long time ago. This is where we get the platonic solids, the basis for geometry. This is also where we get the Star of David, the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah, the Vesica Pisces in Christianity, and the infinity symbol. If this kind of thing interests you, I have a link in my profile to Vibrational Unity. It's a guide that I wrote that goes over the fundamentals of how all of this stuff works.
You are the universe. 12 constellations, 12 systems of the body, 12 cranial nerves in the brain. Your cells are made out of 12 cell salts, which are the 12 zodiac signs, 7 energy centers, 7 planets, 7 days of the week, 5 fingers for the 5 elements. You're also made out of these elements, and you're a 5-pointed star. The Garden of Eden is your body. The Tree of Life is the cardiovascular system. The Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil is the nervous system. Head is heaven, heel is hell. The Temple of Solomon isn't a place, it's you, the temple of the Sol and the Mon, the sun and the moon. Body, mind and soul. The moon is your mind, the sun is your soul, the body is your earth. Your consciousness is God experiencing his own creation, and your body is the whole universe. These religions keep you looking outside of yourself, not realizing it's all within. Come to an agreement that the spark of God is inside of each and every single one of us, no matter what race, religion, country you come from. We are all the same spark of consciousness. Until we realize this, we will forever be divided and conquered.
Hey babies, I'm back with a quick one right now. Mama got some shit I need to do today, but I want to talk to y'all something about this Sunday. A lot of y'all dressing up, putting your wigs on and putting on your best Sunday outfits, and you're going into these houses of worship and you're worshiping God today. Called the Son of God. You know, there was a time they used to call us the people of the sun. Then they said we were sun worshipers back in the day. But we wasn't worshiping no sun. You done took the you, capped it off and put an O, and now you got us all worshiping your son. You know, back in the day they told us that the body was the temple. That's your church and God live in you. But now they want you to worship some God outside yourself, living up in the sky, sitting on the throne with a bunch of naked babies around it. Y'all seen them pictures they drew of God up there with all them babies with no clothes on, with no mama around? It makes you wonder. But let me ask you something, baby. Let me tell you, as long as you don't think God live in you and live outside you, they gonna harness all your spiritual power, baby. Them churches are harnessing sinners to pull all your energy in. And your pastors and your priests, they all went to them schools of theology, supposed to be. Well, who taught them about God? Did they look like them? Who wrote the curriculum about all these organized religions that they force-fed everybody? Got you bowing down to these symbols and they holidays, a lot of certain star systems and things. It's all spell work, baby. Do I believe the Bible? I believe there's a lot of truth in that book, but also some of us old girls know that book was used for a lot of spell casting, full of astrology and numerology with your 12s and your 3s and your 6s and your 7s. Mama gonna give you some breadcrumbs, but it's up for you babies to go ahead and do the homework. But I'm gonna ask you a question, all of y'all rocking your symbols of executions around your neck. Yeah, because when Jesus was hanging on that cross, they had a bow to the left of him and to the right of him. Both way, they was killing people that way. Symbol of execution. So let me ask you something. They would have killed that boy by hanging him. Would you all be wearing nooses around your neck? Makes you wonder. Bye.
So one question you have given me a lot is, how do these massive airships load from the front on these mooring stations? We'll just take a look at some of these pictures here of the people walking in on those lowered ramps. And all these diagrams and images are available for free on my Telegram page, by the way. But most people just think of an airship's cabin as that. But if you look here, the inside is mostly hollow and quite a lot of space. So much so they even have elevators in some of them. And of course, no cruise would be complete without a top floor promenade, able to catch in all those awesome sights. Airships like the Hindenburg, for example, was able to carry over 1,000 passengers, with accommodations for all walks of life and all classes. And sure, though it doesn't beat the speed of a jet, it definitely beats the speed of boats, and get across the Atlantic in just about 2 days. And you can do it in style, without being crammed in a little tin can, having to wait for hours and hours at an airport. Whether it's long trips or short trips, rich or poor, there was space for all. Even had several kitchens on board, so you can catch a nice meal and a beautiful view. And I always have to show off this awesome map of the Hindenburg. Spot the underwater landmasses there. Perhaps an actual truthful map of a post-reset time. Now, if you really want cool, let me know if you want to see the interiors of some of these military airships. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
I can solve this at a stroke, and let me tell you how we do it. The water company bosses are paid an average of around £1 million a year. Between the 22 or 23 of them, they bank £25 million. The profits that they make are eye-watering. The fines that are levied by the government are almost built into the business model. They don't actually care because they're making so much money. Meanwhile, people in Bexhill and Eastbourne are out there swimming in a word I won't even use, and you can't water your hydrangeas. This is the way we solve it, and it's very simple. When the government wants to, they can bring in a law overnight, like the Public Order Act, which saw 6 people with a load of banners and some rubber bands arrested and thrown in jail. This is the law that needs to come in. Any chief executive who continually allows his or her company to put raw sewage into the water, let's get this law enacted straight away, will go to jail for 5 years for corporate... Because, and one of my sons suffered from this, you can get Weil's disease, fortunately he lived, which is a killer, and they are playing with people's lives by putting sewage in the water, put them behind bars, it'll be solved overnight.
Let's say on a small island in the Pacific. Laser weapons can be programmed for different wavelengths. There was something blue they didn't want to burn.
Blue card did not burn in flames. Same as the blue umbrella.
The world's first airborne directed energy weapon, the airborne laser, also known as the ABL. Just mounting the ABL requires one of the most sophisticated and elaborate modifications in history. The entire nose section is removed and retrofitted, and the world's largest titanium plate is installed to hold the enormous turret-mounted laser in place. The ABL system is designed to find, track, and destroy an enemy target in the air and on the ground. It can loiter at 40,000 feet for 5 hours, refuel in mid-air, and destroy a target 60 miles away in less than a second.
Here I am back again. Did you enjoy those? I'm getting a little. I've just learned how to edit a bit. So there you go. That saved me trying to upload the videos and do what I normally do. Just shove one as they finish after another. So yeah, I'm a bit backwards when it comes to learning about editing and things like that. So good evening, Jerry. You're driving. Welcome aboard, Jerry. Hello, Manos. Nice to see you here. First time here. Welcome aboard, Manos. Who else did I see here? David as well. And I think that's everyone I've said hello to. And of course, you lovely lurkers out there. Where's Chris? I thought Chris would be watching, actually. Yeah, I thought Chris would be watching. Yeah, so hello, everyone. Yeah, that last piece, I know I'm a bit of a health show, but I think that what happened in that island has got to do with health as well, and weather's to do with the health, isn't it? I just wanted to share this with you. For those of you that might think about, let me just get rid of that. All right, no, it's all right. That might think about that things might be a conspiracy theory. Look at this, what I found. Let me share this with you. is it now? Window. Okay, I don't know why I can't find it, but so it's IFAC. Okay. Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. Look at this. Found it on the gov.uk. Making science fiction a reality. Future directed energy weapons. Making science fiction a reality. Background: directed energy weapons are systems capable of discrete target selection that emit laser or frequency energy as a primary means to cause disruptive, damaging, or destructive effects on equipment or facilities. The vision of the UK Ministry of Defence is to make direct energy weapons a realistic choice for our armed forces, which can contribute to a decisive edge and sustained strategic advantage. The MOD is currently investing in several high-value demonstrators, including Dragonfire, and several projects integrating both RF and laser-based systems onto military platforms. DASA is supporting the department's efforts to understand the next steps necessary to develop and introduce direct energy weapons into service across land, sea, and air domains. The innovative focus area is seeking proposals which present ideas to contribute to the first generation of deployed direct energy weapons and help address departmental decisions as described above. We are interested in novel ideas to enhance and performance or reduce the size, mass, and volume of the following system and subsystem areas associated with laser and RF directed energy weapons: laser and RF source technology, amplifiers, magnetrons, fire technology, antenna design, and it just goes on and on and on. So I just thought it was quite interesting considering what's happened in Hawaii. And that's why I wanted to share that last video with people about that pink, or that how those it didn't hit the umbrellas, did it? And that house that had the same color roof as well. It was very, very interesting. Hello, Sean. How are you, sir? Nice to see you here again, Sean. Sean's in the house. He always contributes to the show. Nice to see him. And so that I thought that was just really, really interesting. And my heart goes out to all those people. I've watched so many videos about that this week as well. And today I watched one, and it was this man that he was literally, he demonstrated, it was his, like, a whole 24 hours. He videoed it, him being in his car and eventually having to abandon his car because the roads were blocked. The police were stopping people going up this way or up that way. And literally the thing was coming into him just slowly but surely. The smoke and the flames started coming to him, and eventually he had to head out towards the coast. And he got away. And there were some really, really great people that support him as well. But it was a very interesting thing to watch. And I don't believe any of it. I think it's all been a bit manipulated. And that government document talks about DI, directed energy weapons. So I think there's definitely some element of truth to what's going on. They don't want us. And there you go, smart cities and all that business, isn't it? So right, what we got said here, Manos has said here, this is the fucker, Robert. Local MP Mark Spence is a fan of the Genetic Technology Precision Breeding Act. Oh, you'd have to tell us a bit more about that. I don't know much about that. People have been sharing some nice things in the chat whilst those videos were on. Paula's gone a bit nuts with her bird feeders. No, it's worth it. All winter, the birds lift me. That's lovely, isn't it? Manda was watching a bird build a nest today as well. And Nubian said the birds, I expect the bugs enjoy their higher grass now, as the landlord park keeper have decided to mow the lawns down every day. It looks so lush. Lovely. And what else has been? Manos is telling us about what he's a retired chiropractor there. Oh, maybe we should get you on, Manos. Have you? I did say to you, didn't I, in Pete and Cookie's show, maybe we should get you on. to talk about the allotment and stuff. And you were saying about your dad and everything. That was nice to be able to chat with you. So yeah, lots of chat going on. I've got quite a few stories, so hang around, and we've got a little bit of a quiz at the end as well. Don't know which one we'll do yet, but we'll find one. Well, let me go to my notes. Oh yeah, there we go. Straight away. See, so I've told you. Yeah, I've got possibly a new interview coming in a couple of weeks. Bird back better, says Sean. Very good. Very good. Yeah, very good. So yeah, I might have somebody new coming on to talk about something called biomagnetism. So if that interests you, it'd be good to have another interview. We don't do many on this show. I just try and get someone. I'd like to get people on that I think are really, really interested. I will get previous guests back on again, even if we just do a once a year revisit with them. We've had some really good guests, and again, if you're new to the show, I've got some interviews on my channel. So if you want to have a look at them, we've got Clive de Carl, Amanda Vollmer, and allegedly Dave. We've also got what's his name, Matt Roski as well. So I've got a few interviews. We're building it up, and I want to thank everyone who's a new subscriber as well. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and again, thank you to everyone who's contributed to the fund for the StreamYard. I could go with a basic StreamYard, but we have a good after chat going on this community. And I mean, last week I think we had about 6, maybe 7 people in the after chat. So again, the free one would only allow 6 people, including myself. And I just want to really, if we can, I mean, if we can't raise all the money, then it doesn't matter. I'll add to it, and I'll get it. But it'd be great if everyone could. We've really raised a lot of money, so thank you again for all your contributions. I really, really do appreciate it. I've been down here's some of my allotment stuff. Look, the goods are starting to come through. We've had some problems with water, haven't we? With lack of water. Look, I've got some water damage on my tomatoes there. You can see. Look, see. There we are with the line there, I think. So I've got some nice yellow tomatoes that I've grown, and I've got the small ones as well, and they're so sweet, those small ones. And I've got my other ones here. We've got different types. You can see here. So they're all starting to come. The plum ones are also starting to arrive as well now. So I'm very, very happy with that. Really, really happy. Also, what else? Oh yeah, I treated myself this week to I can never remember the name of it. I've got it here. I'm going to show it to you. Terrarium. A terrarium. So basically, it's an ecosystem in a glass container. So I'm going to show it to you. Here's my terrarium. There we go. Look, there it is. So let's just see if I can put it that side. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, it's reflecting back, so it's difficult for you to see. So yeah, there's my terrarium, and it's just a whole ecosystem on its own. And I'm great. It's great for me because I'm in north facing. I've got a north facing balcony, so I can't really grow much out there. But this is great for a north facing window. You literally just put it in the window, and I don't have to water it, and it just looks after itself. So it's like a little ecosystem. So I'll show it to you occasionally, but it's going to be sitting down there in my window there. So there's that as well, my little self ecosystem. I also went to the charity shop this week, mate. Went to the charity shop, and I've discussed my vinyl in the past. I got some vinyl bargains this week, and they are so good. They are so good. Classic cover. Here we go. Yes. I'm a bit of a soul boy at heart. And it's the best of Earth, Wind and Fire, Volume 1. What did I pay for that? That was $4.99. and it's got the classics like Gotta Get You Into My Life, Fantasy, Saturday Night, Reasons, September, That's the Way of the World, fantastic. And the other one, of course, that I got as well, who were amazing, are 10cc, their greatest hits. There we go, look. I've played both, and they are amazing quality. Really, really good. Really, really good. I mean, music's part of our health, isn't it, as well? You know, it really is. Look, don't you just love that? Look at that. Look, proper sleeves. You don't get that on Spotify. That was a $4.99 bargain as well. So yeah, I'm well happy with that. And I've been carrying on with my juicing. I shared with everyone last week that I'm juicing as well. And yeah, I'm carrying on, and I'm going to tell everyone that yeah, I've lost half a stone. I've done 7 pounds in a week by doing intermittent fasting, cutting out the carbs, and juicing, and a bit more exercise and movement. So yeah, I was really, I was quite shocked actually how much I lost, but at the same time, really, really happy. Because it's important to manage your weight, and it's important to avoid, because as your weight goes on, obviously it puts more weight onto your joints, and we need to look after our joints. And they're never going to get any younger, are they? But more importantly, putting weight on can lead to blood pressure problems as well. And I wanted just to share, because like we've also had the lovely Kendo, he's had a heart op recently. I just want to share with you, I got a message from him tonight. So I'm just going to read this out to you, because I know you'd all be interested. So where is it? Here we go. Like, where's the lovely Kendo's message? Here it is. So Kendo says this: just to let you know, Robert, the NHS are incompetent. My daughter and my granddaughter are on their arses, not coming out just yet. I'm just about mending, but have problems with rehab. It will be quite a tale in the end. So I'm sure that Kendo will be sharing that tale with us. But it looks like the good news is that Kendo's on the mend, and he's fighting fit again. He's back, and he's fighting the system. But we do need the NHS now and then. As much as I don't like them, I think there's a place for the NHS in an emergency as well. You've got to have some sort of medical, intervention if you was to be run over or something like that. I'm not into the drugs and things, as you all well know. I'm very much a naturopath. I'm going to talk about. I've got a story about vitamins in a second as well. But yeah, so blood pressure is really, really important, and so I just wanted to share some information about the heart and about blood pressure. So here's 12 potential risk factors for high blood pressure. Okay, or hypertension as they call it. Okay, so we're just going to skim through these. Hypertension occurs when your systolic blood pressure is 140/90. If not managed, high blood pressure can lead to severe health difficulties. But fear not, by understanding the risk factors associated with hypertension, you can take proactive steps to manage your blood pressure and safeguard your health. This article will present the various risk factors in high blood pressure in an easy to understand manner. Okay, so one is aging, especially 60 years. Welcome. I'll be welcoming that next year. As age increases, the danger of suffering hypertension also increases. This means that as each year passes, the likelihood of going from having pre-hypertension, slightly elevated blood pressure, to full blood pressure also goes up. One study found that for every year that goes by, the risk of progressing to hypertension increases by about 1 time, or 1% or something, I don't know, 1.05 times. There we go. This can be because aging is associated with chronic inflammatory response and inflated oxidative stress, which are factors linked to heart disease. Hypertension is more prevalent among older adults and contributes significantly to cardiovascular disease, related expenses and health issues. In fact, 70% of older adults have hypertension compared to 32% of adults just aged 40 to 59. The second one is obesity and high BMI. Okay, so you've got to watch your weight. One study, the majority, 51% of those with hypertension had a BMI between 25 and 30. So basically, it's about keeping your weight down, which is what I'm trying to do. Family history of hypertension as well. Dietary factors to prevent and manage hypertension. Is it recommended to eat a diet of rich in fruits, vegetables, low-fat dairy products whilst avoiding excessive salt, saturated fat, because one well-established risk factor for hypertension is excessive sodium intake. Yeah, like bad salt, but good salt is not bad for you. What else what are the other ones? So lack of physical activity as well. If you don't exercise enough, you could be bringing problems on yourself. Smoking, of course. I gave up that habit 18 months ago or 19 months ago now. Persistent stress. So if you're particularly prone to stress, you're more likely to have high blood pressure. And excessive alcohol intake. I've cut down on my alcohol. That's another thing that I've done as well. Gender. The likelihood of suffering from hypertension can vary between men and women. Before the age of 65 years, men have a higher likelihood of experiencing high blood pressure than women. There we go. Pregnancy can also cause it. I don't think I'll suffer with that. HRT can cause it as well. Your race. High blood pressure is more prone in African Americans than in other races. It tends to be more serious in African Americans too. Moreover, some drugs for treating hypertension are also less effective in African Americans. What is considered normal blood pressure then? Ideally, you want 120 over 80. And what's the difference between the diastolic blood pressure? Systolic blood pressure represents the pressure in the arteries when the heart contracts, whilst diastolic blood pressure is when the heart is at rest. Can it be cured? Hypertension cannot be cured, but it can be managed through lifestyle changes and medications. I don't believe that. I think that's a bit negative. Is it hereditary? Yes, they're saying genetics can play a role in it. Can it be managed without medication? In some cases, lifestyle medications alone may be sufficient to control blood pressure. However, each case is unique and medication may be necessary for some individuals. There we go. So, yeah, what's the target blood pressure? The target for blood pressure in most patients is below 140 and 90. However, for individuals with kidney disease or diabetes, the goal is to be lower blood pressure, even to be below 130 over 80, or as close to this level as possible. Hypertension is a serious condition that can lead to serious health problems if left unmanaged. Knowing and addressing risk factors can greatly reduce the likelihood of developing high blood pressure. So go and have a blood check, or go and buy yourself a blood pressure monitor if you're worried that you might have a bit of a blood pressure issue. There we go. So that's some stuff on blood pressure. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go up where I left my little highlighter. What's people been saying? Yeah, Paul is sending some love to Kendo. There we go, Kendo. I'm sure Kendo watches the show afterwards. We love Kendo. That poses the question: where the hell is Ron? Come on, we love you, Ron. Ron, if you're watching, post a little note. I know you don't always watch live, but if you're watching on the replay, just post a little note. Just let us know you're okay, Ron. Haven't heard from you, so I know everyone loves Ron. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you very much. Saying about my weight. Thank you very much. And Nubian saying a piece of Gaia in a bottle. There we go. Yeah, let's just show it again. There we are. An ecosystem on its own. Many thanks to Lidl's and 15 of my very British pounds. Yeah, 15. I thought it was a bargain, 15 quid. And there we go. Yeah, you see, it's all connected. You see, look, earth, wind, and fire. Earth, wind, fire, water. What is the fifth element? As someone mentioned in the videos you played. Yeah, I don't, who knows? Yeah, exactly. So, and we've got a bit of earth, wind, and fire going on in that little bottle there. Let's have a look. Yeah, much love to Ken Dose from Spanish Chicken as well. Number one for high blood pressure, Spanish says, not chatting with Dinny. I do like that. Number two, an after chat with Jimmy. Number three, chatting with Uni. Oh dear. And Jerry's got some advice. Hawthorn for the heart. Thanks, Jerry. If you've got a blood pressure issue as well, eating an apple and a stick of celery is great for that as well. That helps lower your blood pressure. And of course, deep breathing as well. In through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Slowly, of course. And what else? Big up Jason Holmes, always in our thoughts. Absolutely, Sean. Yeah, absolutely. We miss Jason. Miss Blue, New Being, I'm sure blood pressure is an adaptive thing. Intelligent body adapts to surrounding. Yep, absolutely. Let's have a look. What else has been said here? Sean says 90% will live and die believing the lie that smoking is the number one cause of lung cancer. Shame we don't do actual research. Yeah, I think there's elements of truth to that, Sean. But I mean, personally, I think that smoking probably does also contribute. It can contribute to other problems rather than just maybe lung cancer or anything like that. And Paula says Lidl's is not an ordinary terrain. It's a bleedy good value one rather than a pretentiously overpriced authentic. We saw you come in shop. Yeah, absolutely, Paula. So I've showed you my tomatoes. I've showed you that. Yeah, I've got some video memes coming up as well. And don't forget, we've got an after chat show as well. And we've got the quiz at the end as well. Let's do another story, shall we? I present to you another story from the Daily Snail. Sorry, they're all from the Daily Snail this week. I am trying to go to other places, but it's about having the time to do it and doing the research for it. This is quite bad. Teenage vapers suffer harsh respiratory problems after just 30 days of using e-cigarettes. Government-backed study suggests many teens suffer harsh respiratory symptoms like bronchitis and shortness of breath after just a month of vaping, the study suggests. Scientists from Ohio State University and Southern California looked at 4 years of data from online surveys to examine the health impact of e-cigarettes on young adults. Past 30-day vape users had an 81% higher risk of wheezing, a 78% higher risk of feeling short of breath, and were 50% more likely to have bronchitis symptoms compared to teens who had never used e-cigarettes. Millions of children are hooked on e-cigarettes across the US and the UK, I'd say. Roughly 2.5 million middle and high school students were addicted as of late 22, marking a jump of 500,000 or of 24% from 21. It's the first increase since 2019, partly funded by the National Institute of Health. The latest study adds to a growing body of evidence that e-cigarette use is linked to serious respiratory conditions. Researchers looked at more than 2,000 young people with an average age of 17.3 years from Southern California Health Study. In 2014, participants filled out a survey about their respiratory systems and e-cigarette, cigarette, and cannabis use. Those who had never tried these substances were classified as never users, whilst participants who had used the substances at least once in the past 30 days were categorised as past 30-day users. Past 30-day vape users had an 81% higher risk of wheezing after researchers accounted for age, sex, race, and parental education. Wheezing was defined as wheezing or whistling in the chest in the previous year. Past 30-day users also had a 78% higher risk of feeling short of breath, with 50% more likely to have bronchitis symptoms. And it goes on and on. The report also found that 85% of those who reported regular use of the devices were using flavoured e-cigarettes. Among users, 28% said they puffed on their e-cigarettes each day. Just over 40% reported using it at least 20 or more of the last 30 days. And let's not forget that, that these vapes are particularly attracting young people with the flavours and things like that. And hello, Jimmy Hagan. Welcome, sir. Hope you're well. And they're really attracting young people. I mean, they're getting young people really, really hooked. One vape, if I remember rightly, when I did one article on the vapes, one vape is equivalent to something like 60 cigarettes. So if they're puffing on these and they're getting through one vape a week, that's equivalent. And I'm sure they're smoking, they're vaping more than one vape a week, in my opinion. I really do. But yeah, and the Lops is in. Hello, Lops, as well. Hello, Jimmy, and we smokers are good at deep breathing, says New Being. And Miss Blue Sky says there was news about a gym boy who vaped a lot, ended up with a collapsed lung and needed surgery. Inside of his lungs showed lots of black spots. I believe they call that popcorn lung, Miss Blue Sky. It's not good. I'm seeing more and more young people. I hardly see smokers now. I'm just seeing more and more young people vaping, and I think it's something that is going to be. We're going to look back on it and think, my God, why didn't we shout higher about these vapes and how they're affecting our health and how they're enticing people to spend their money? I mean, life's expensive enough. But a friend of mine, both his kids, and one's 17 and one's 14, I think it is. And I think they both vape. I know one of them does. I know the 17-year-old vapes. So yeah, here's another story for you. Look, what are we going to choose on this one? So we've done the vaping story. This is quite scary thought, and this leads into when we had the lockdown and using electronics as the babysitter, letting babies watch cartoons or play games on tablets and phones may make them slower to talk and develop social skills, study suggests. I don't know about you, but how many times do you see I see it in the supermarkets, I see it out in the streets and everything, and even in pubs, or if I go for a meal, I see that they just let the kiddies have either their phone or the tablet. I mean, I don't have a TV, so, and again, I don't go into other people's houses. Putting on nursery rhymes or cartoons has been the saviour of many parents seeking a bit of respite from their babies. But letting infants watch TV programs, tablets and phones may make them slower to talk and develop, a study suggests. Those who had the most screen time in their first year of life suffered the biggest developmental delays when toddlers, researchers found. The data comes after children's screen time rocketed during the COVID pandemic, which is what I was talking about, when lockdowns and school closures forced them to stay indoors. That's a horrible photo. Researchers from a university in Japan studied 7,000 babies, roughly half girls and half boys, between 2013 and 17. Parents were given a questionnaire asking how many hours do they allow their children to watch TVs and DVDs and video games and internet games, including mobile phones and tablets. The response options were none, less than 1, 1 to less than 2, 2 or less than 4, or 4 or more hours per day. They found around half spent under an hour watching screens. 30% had 1 or 2 hours. 18% clocked between 2 and 4 hours, and 4% shared a screen for over 4 hours a day. Oh my God, this is so sad. Children were assessed on communications such as babbling, vocalizing and understanding, and gross motor, and such as arm, body and leg movement. Scientists also looked at fine motor such as hand and finger movement, and problem solving such as learning and playing with toys. Children were also assessed on their personal and social skills, focusing on solitary social play and playing with toys and other children. The more time children spent on screens, the less developed these skills were, but these delays had gone when assessed again at age 4. But where's the damage been done? Researchers suggest it could be that youngsters may have already been suffering with slower fine motor, social and personal development, and had a high screen time as a result. Professor of the study, author Dr. Taku, said the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that high-quality education programs should be selected when introducing digital media to children aged 18 to 24 months, because it is difficult to limit screen time in general in today's world of electronic devices. It may be beneficial to identify and limit the screen time aspects that are associated with developmental delays, whilst taking advantage of the educational aspects. I know if I had my time again, there's no way that I would let my kids be on a tablet or anything like that. In fact, I wouldn't let them go to school if I could help it. I know that might be a bit impossible for some folks, but I mean, we've on this program we've discussed what they're teaching people in school, aren't they? And you know how they're manipulating kids and letting them choose their sex, what sex they want to be, and stuff like that, which is not great anyway. It really isn't. And talking of video games, I've got a clip here of Pete and Cookie playing. You know, they do their show on a Saturday, and here's a quick clip of them playing on the Saturday.
Make a circle. Make a circle. Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back, nigga. Fight back, nigga.
I couldn't resist that one. I've got some. I have got some a music video for you. I've got 2 actually, but I think I should be safe. They're humorous ones. Hang around, stick around. I hope you like that little cat fight there. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. What's new? What's Sean saying? Sean is saying smoking aids cognitive function. Non-smokers are more conformist. Born a rebel, die a rebel. Smoke them while you got them. Yeah. Listen, I'm not one of these like reformed smokers or chuffers that would say don't smoke. I think, you know, do what you like. Do whatever you like. If you enjoy smoking, go for it. Go for it. For me, I feel so much better since I've given it up. You know, I just feel so much healthier since giving up smoking. I really do. Wow, we've already done an hour of the show. Should we take a musical interlude before I read some more stories? Shall we? Yeah, I think we should. Let me share a musical interlude with you. Then let's just find. Oh no, that's not that. Let's present some video. I've got a little video file here. Here we are. Here's some lovely violin music for you. Enjoy this. I'll be back in a few minutes. Maybe not. Your browser's having trouble. Oh, for goodness sake. Let's try again, shall we? Video file. There we are. Let's try that. Did it work? No, it's not working. Oh, dear. Have I got it anywhere else? Let me have a look. Don't you just love it? Here we go. Try this one. Take me out. There you go. Did you like that? That was my new being. Do you know? I'll try and put the link in somewhere. I'm trying to think where I found it now. I think it was from some, one of another Telegram channel. But I'll post it. Oh, how can I do it? I don't know if I don't know if you're on Telegram, Nubian. I'll post it in my Telegram chat. If I can find the link to it, I will do. Or if anyone else knows where it is, please let Nubian know. But I'll do my best, Nubian. Hello, Matt. My son's just sent me a little message saying he's watching. Good to see you. He's his birthday boy next week. Big 30. There he is. Big 30 for Matt next week. Got him a nice present. So don't know what he's going to be doing to celebrate his birthday. But yeah, it's a big 30. I hope you like that musical interlude. I've got one more musical interlude to share with you as well. I just, as you was watching that, I hope you enjoyed that. As you were watching that, I highlighted some comments. I just wanted to read these to you. So there's this one, Sean. I started vaping some years ago with the intention of quitting tobacco. I still smoke about 3 cigs a day. Vape with 18 milligram e-juice. It's a little cheaper and doesn't have the smoke smell. Fair enough, New Being. And there was one here. Mascara says, it's strange how all the experts and government encourage people to vape rather than roll their own. Yep, absolutely. And I like this comment from Jimmy. It's a form of population control, whether it's smoking, drinking, or vaping. And I'll add to that, Jim, and that's also eating as well. And talking of eating, Lop says, I'm eating more since stopping smoking, getting moobs. Moobs, Lops, or Spanish. He loves my titties, don't you, Spanish? Oh, dear. So I hope you like that anyway. How's everyone doing? Oh, everyone's saying happy birthday to Matt. Yeah, just a reminder, because some of you might join the show late, that there'll be no show next week. So I'm going to be taking a break. I'm going down to Torquay for a few days, about 4 days. So hopefully there'll be some sunshine down there. Going to visit some family as well. And so I'll be back on September the 5th. And also that I might have another interview coming up to do with a subject called biomagnetism, which is healing people with magnets. It's something that I've recently discovered. And yeah, a young lady I've made contact with, and hopefully we'll either get her on to do a live show, or I'll do a recording with her as well. Hey, Jerry, it's your my wife's birthday. Happy birthday! It's Jerry's wife. Hello, Jerry's wife. Happy birthday, Jerry's wife. We don't know your name, but happy birthday and happy birthday. There we go. People saying happy birthday as well to Matt. That's very nice. Thanks, everyone. That's Mrs. Son of Mick says Mascara. Happy birthday, Mrs. Son of Mick. I do like that. That's very good. Oh dear. And let's do another story, shall we? What are we going to choose this one? Because again, so yeah, now I found this interesting, right? So cancer warning messages are getting sewn into bras and boxers sold at Morrison's under NHS drive to spot cases quicker. You know, it's all very well, isn't it, right? They're doing this. But isn't it a bit weird? I've done stories about the fact that, I mean, the government have now also dropped the fact that how quickly they're going to see patients. I think initially the target was within 4 weeks or something if you had cancer. I mean, I've got a friend I know 2 people that are waiting to have scans, and they're waiting ages. They really are. So it's all very well. And to me, this stinks of it's a bit of advertising for Morrison's, and B, it's a bit of advertising for the NHS as well. The NHS is working with Morrison's to put health warnings in supermarkets' underwear about potential warnings of breast and testicular cancer. Labels in the Nutmeg brand, initially in boxer shorts and crop top bras, will offer advice on what to look for. I mean, as if there isn't enough bloody advice out there anyway. Now they're just like, to me, again, it's about stressing people. For me, and you know, let's be honest here, there's more and more people getting ill since the big elephant in the room has been injected into people's arms. The products will be available in 240 shops around England in the coming months. Its packaging will also contain a QR code. And what do these QR codes do? I've never done one of those QR codes, and I don't want to do one. I'm going to do my utmost to avoid ever scanning one of those QR codes. I don't know what information it's taking from my phone, or what it's doing, or what it's sending to me, or whatever. Every year, around 55,000 Brits are diagnosed with breast cancer, the most common type of the disease, whilst 2,300 men are told they have testicular cancer. There we go. Look at these. These are the labels they're putting in. Dame Callie Palmer, NHS England's National Director for Cancer, said this is the first time the whole of the NHS has worked with a national supermarket brand to put health messaging on clothing. She hopes it will encourage thousands more people to be body aware so they can spot new and unexplained changes that might be a cancer symptom. Cancer survival is at an all-time high. Survival for both breast and testicular cancers have improved significantly over the last 50 years, and we're seeing more people than ever before diagnosed at an early stage. The partnership with Morrison's is just one of the many ways we are ensuring people are aware of potential cancer symptoms. There we go, and it goes on about it and stuff like that. Yeah, so there you go. Look, there's the labels they're putting in. A message from the NHS: 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer during their lifetime. There's a good chance of recovery if it's detected in an early stage. It's vital that you check your breast regularly for any changes, and always have any changes examined by a GP. What about in the men's boxes? Does it say check your nuts? There we go. Some people in underwear there. Isn't it great? Yeah. Let's just all pretend we're having a great time. Yeah. Should we shag after? Yeah, let's go for an orgy. And what's this one? Oh, there we go. So, yeah. Getting diagnosed early really can make all the difference. So remember, if something in your body doesn't feel right, contact your GP, because I'm sure he's got the time to see you. Not. Forgive my cynicism there. Here we go. Gonzo Johnny's in the house. Hello, Gonzo Johnny. How are you? Sean saying here, what's Sean saying? Motorbikes are way more fun than bicycles. Bit heavier, mind. Good strength training. I'm sure that means something to someone. I've missed some conversation here. Mascara says a good workout is a bike. Don't do a Biden on it though. Lops. Oh, so Lops is so it looks like Lops is after some exercise. Lops slow and sure. May try a 3-wheel scooter. Slide along slow. There we go. Yeah. Lops. I've just lost half a stone. Juicing. Some intermittent fasting. So my last meal, and I've stopped eating after 7 o'clock. Intermittent fasting. So don't eat after 7, and then I don't eat anything until if I can push it till about 2 o'clock the next day. And juicing, drink more water, try and exercise. Apparently these rebounders are very good for you. Like a trampoline. They're meant to be very good. I was meant to check this. I don't know if I'm too tall to have a rebounder in here, because I was thinking about getting one. I'm just going to check. Hang on a second. Look. Right, here we go. So I've got about that much. So if the rebounder, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. If I have a rebounder in here, there could be some head banging action, if you know what I mean there. And not in the metal type. What else has been said? Here we go. Look, got a new bike last month, so I'm winning myself onto exercising. Well done, Lops. It will do you good. It will do you the world of good. I felt like I was just getting a bit too heavy. I hit my maximum. My maximum I've ever been was 15 stone. Well, I hit over 14 and a half stone, and I've lost half a stone in a week. I've done 7 pounds, so I'm very proud of myself. I've cut right down on the drink as well. Not that I was drinking loads, but I have definitely cut down. I'm drinking more water. I'm definitely walking more. So just little changes makes all the difference. It really does. Also, I was sick of Spanish talking about my titties. He loves them, really. What else has been said here? Mascara snake. Lops, what's in the juice? So I've got celery, green apples, mango, ginger, cucumber, and carrots. And it's delicious. It's quite delicious, actually. It really is. It really is good. Really is good. I'm really happy with it. I have about a glass of that a day because you don't want to have too much of it. But I'm sure that's making a big difference. So if I'm a bit hungry in the morning, I'll just have a glass of this, glass of my juice, and give it a try, everyone. If you've never tried it, just give it a try. Mascara says a mate of mine had testicular cancer. He lost both stones. Oh, poor bastard. And again, cancer's a business, isn't it? 800 million, I think, as goes to cancer research. 800 million cancer research alone in a year, I believe. What are they doing with it? What are they doing with all this money? You know, what are they doing with all this money? And a bag of chemo, I believe, is something like £20,000 or something stupid. Bag of chemo. Health is a business. Being ill is a business. You know, it really is. So, Spanish. So, Rob, do you have any patrons with wing of bat? Jimmy, what? Rob, do you have any? Oh, with any potions with wing of bat? I see. Yeah, yes, Jimmy, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing there. Yeah. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jim, because I wanted to. I did want to actually discuss that because let me share my screen. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah. It's back again, I'm afraid, everyone. Yeah. New COVID wave has begun and masks should be worn again, scientists warn. In Los Angeles, in the studios, they're already reintroducing masks and also testing as well. Experts have warned it is reasonably certain the UK is in another wave of COVID-19 and suggested people should wear face masks. So they're pushing it already out there. Hospital admissions for coronavirus have risen in recent weeks. Just the effectiveness of the vaccines is wearing off. A new variant has emerged and ministers have decided COVID boosters will not be offered to nearly 12 million Britons this winter. Without ramping up surveillance and in the face of waning immunity, we are travelling into winter more vulnerable and with blinkers on, warned Christina Pagel, a member of the Independent Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies that advises on viruses. Pagel predicted the new wave could cause extreme pressure on the health service, with a repeat of last winter's unprecedented NHS crisis of Divot flu and respiratory viruses that came all around the same time. Any increase in hospital burden is bad news given record waiting lists for diagnosis and treatment and persistently high waits in hospitals for admissions, she wrote in the British Medical Journal. Infection is also not harmless simply because it's causing fewer hospitalization admissions. Long COVID remains an ongoing significant problem, damaging people's lives. Example through persistent fatigue or brain fog, as well as taking them out of the workforce. And she warned that a new variant, very different from previous strains, could make hard-won protection much less protective. So there you go. It's going on, and it's saying about, and it's going on and on and on about it. So it looks like they are pushing for it, and I've seen it. If you put it in your search machine, whatever ones, they are really pushing for it. And I hope that we don't go backwards. I really do. But it may be something that we've all got to think about and try and fight against as well. I mean, there's no way I want to go back. I never joined in the first one, and I'm certainly not going to join in any other one. If they shut down the economy again, that's it. it's that's the end for so many businesses, as far as I can see. I wanted to share this with you as well, because we're talking about viruses and things like that. And I saw this today. Now, where is it? Here it is. Let me have a look. Yeah. So this is from Matt Roski, of Cultivate Elevate, and it's about contagion and the myth. Ending the fear of germs. Germ theory was debunked in 1923 with the Lancaster study, but was pushed to keep the fear narrative going. Here are a few slides summing up the study. About a year into the Kansas flu, a study came out called the Landmark Study of Milton J. Rosnew, MD, Experiments to Determine Mode of Spread of Influenza, was published in the Journal of American Medical Association in 1919. The study took its patients through a series of tests in a quarantine environment. Patients went through different series of tests using bacteria, saliva, bodily contact, and other forms of possible contagion. In the 1900s, during the Rockefeller takeover of medicine, germ theory was heavily pushed. I've talked about this. We were taught in school that germs make us sick, and we need to destroy them in order to keep ourselves healthy. These little microbes are out jumping all over the place and can infect us. This created the constant stress that germs will get us and we need to be safe. This fear state causes us to lower our frequency and go into a survival mode. During the 1919 Kansas flu, people were told to stay inside, wear masks, and fear everyone around them because the contagion of the flu could jump out and get them. The experiments included, they took microbes from the throat and nose of a person with the flu and put them onto those who were healthy. None of them became sick. They took blood from a person with the flu and injected it into others who were healthy. None of them became sick. They took mucus from the people with the flu and injected it into the healthy people. None of them became sick. They took people who were sick with the flu and made them shake hands, hug healthy people. None of them became sick. They took people who were sick and made them cough all over the healthy people. Yet again, none of them became sick. With germ theory, they push that these germs will make us sick and people are contagious, whilst disregarding terrain theory completely. Yet after an entire year of testing the theory, in which the medical industry has been pushing for the last 100 years, nothing could prove that germs make us sick. For example, if 5 people live in a home, why do only 2 people get sick? Through this whole year, they have been pushing the fear of germs just like they did in 1919, 76, 2001, 2008, and now 21. But wouldn't it make sense to start looking at dis-ease from both sides? If poisoning one's body is the actual result of getting sick, shouldn't we be focused on what is going on in the body and not the war on germs? There we go. I hope you like that. I'm a terrain theory. I think it's all about terrain. If my partners ever get sick, I'll always be right next to them. I'll always look after them. I think that we all have types of detox. I think I'm going for a little bit of a detox at the moment. I've got a few ulcers in the back of my mouth on the side of my tongue here. I haven't got any more ill than that. But again, I think that's about me, making decisions and changing my diet habits and all sorts of things. So again, it's all about the terrain. And, and again, it's about trying to stay positive as well. If you think positively, remember German New Medicine, which people, again, don't talk about. I wish I could get someone on about German New Medicine, and maybe I'll try to get someone on about it as well, because I think it's a really important subject, and it's to do with the psychological effects that have on your health. For example, again, I've used the example that if a mother loses a baby just before she's about to give birth, she may have a stress reaction of the fact that she's lost the baby and she won't be able to feed her baby through giving the baby breast milk. So she may develop a problem in her breast, like a lump. And then she may then go, so she then stresses about that. And then she goes to the doctor. And then the doctor then says, yeah, we need to go and get you a mammogram done. And then you've got radiotherapy and X-ray technology, which is, again, radiation that could make things worse down there. And so it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. So, yeah, I think there's much more to the whole terrain theory than the germ theory. What do you think? Are you into the germ theory? Personally, I'm not a germ theory. I mean, I'm never going to know. I'm never going to be absolutely certain about it. Like a bit like the shape of the Earth, for example. You can never be completely certain. But what do you think? What's your opinions about it? Sean, what's he saying? The one I've got is all right. Oh, he's talking about, I think, his bite there. Nubian says, I made a mask with cut air hole stripes, called it the Emperor's New Clothes, but even that I could not keep on. Yeah, the Emperor's New Clothes. Absolutely. What else has people been saying here? Spanish Chicken says terrain theory was pushed out. Yep, absolutely. David said they are demons demo crazy. Ooh, I like that. I do like that. I've got one more short little musical break that I'd like to share with you. Okay. It's time check is nearly 9:30, so I'm just gonna share one more musical break. Now, where is that? I hope this one works. Let's see if this one works. It's a video file that I need to share. Where is it? Let's try this one then, shall we?
Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing in the street.
Dance Chicago.
On in New Orleans, in New York City. Sweet music, there'll be music everywhere. There'll be singing, swaying, records playing, dancing in the street. Oh, Philadelphia, PA.
Baltimore in DC now.
Don't forget the border city.
On the streets of Brazil.
Back in the USSR. No matter where you are, all you need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be singing, swaying, and records playing, dancing in the streets. Oh.
Oh dear, I do love that. Right, I've got to get rid of this somehow. I don't know why it's not come off. Video file. Okay. Come on, get off. Let me put this back here.
Make a circle, make a circle.
Okay, let me share the screen. Maybe it will go this time. Hang on a second. Let me just try and share something with you. Share screen. Okay, cancel that. No, it's still there. Remove. There we go. Found it. Hope you liked that. I did. I found that. And Mick Jagger. David Bowie. David Bowie. That was great. That was too bad, too realistic. Do you think I'll get a strike for that? Just for showing the video. Didn't have the sound. Dancing in the street. Oh dear. Right then. And I love that. I'm glad you like that. It's rather funny, wasn't it? I'm glad you all like that. Don't like Jagger. Bowie weren't too bad. Yeah. But that was very funny. I thought that was hilarious. I had to share it with you. So yeah, let's present a couple of more stories, and then we're going to do a quiz. All right. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What have we got? This is quite an interesting one as well. Britain's baby bust laid bare. Births plummet to a 20-year low in trend, partly blamed on cost of living crisis. Births in England and Wales fell to their lowest level in 2 decades in 22, official figures show. Around 600,000 live births were logged between the two nations last year, 3.1% fewer than 21. The figure has been in freefall for a decade, apart from a blip during 2021 put down to a mini baby bounce by couples who put their family plans on hold at the start of the COVID pandemic. Experts believe the trend is partly down to women focusing on their education and careers and couples waiting to have children until later in life. The UK's fragile economy and cost of living crisis also putting people off having children. Some believe evidenced by abortion rates simultaneously spiking as well. And there we are. There's a little changing age of Britain's mum. There we go. So you can see 40 to whatever that figure is. I can't see it. It's not good, really. I mean, that's what they want. They want to reduce the population. It looks like that's the way it's going. Experts claim people's financial situation are increasingly playing into decisions around whether to start a family. Others cite the environment, with people fearing they will worsen their carbon footprint by having a child, or their child will have a bleak future due to climate change. I don't believe any of that bollocks. I really don't. I know a few people that have tried to get pregnant and they weren't able to, and it's for different reasons. Obviously, I think again the elephant in the room that was injected into people has also made a difference as well. I think that's probably had some sort of effect on it as well. Almost half of all adults in the UK say they are not planning to have children. Separate data revealed last year, many cited financial reasons. Absolutely, it's becoming increasingly difficult to make ends meet. Experts fear the declining birth rate will leave Britain with an ageing population, pile extra pressure on the NHS and social care, and hamper economic growth. Fewer than half of the new mothers were married or in civil partnerships when they gave birth in 2022. Single mothers overtook those in couples for the first time ever last year, which is really sad, because I really believe that parents do need, children do need to have two parents. I really think it brings them some balance. The rate peaked at 96% in early 1900s before falling to 80% in 85, 70% in 91 and 60% in 2001. It comes amid a trend of couples focusing on their careers and getting married and having children later in life. Fertility drops with age and the risk of complications, including stillbirths, increases. Demand for donor eggs, which again we talked about on this show, one of the most common methods for older women to have a baby, have soared in recent years. Other options, IVF, when a woman's eggs are collected and mixed with sperm in a lab before being returned to the womb and and insemination when sperm is directly inserted into a woman's womb. Births fell across the board among women in their 20s and 30s. Teen births increased for the first time in nearly 2 decades, interestingly. What else has it said here? Oh, there you go. Look, you can see between 27 and 22. Stillbirth rates decreased slightly in 2022, but basically, yeah, it's gone down a bit. Advances in neonatal care, a decline in smoking rates among pregnant women, one of the leading causes of stillbirth, and a greater focus on identifying at-risk babies has been credited for reducing the rate from 41.4 per 1,000 in the 30s. The government in England has plans to halve the 2010 stillbirth rate by 2025, meaning the figure would need to drop to 2.6% per 1,000 births 3 years from now. Among these 183,000 babies, mothers were mostly likely to be from India, whilst fathers were most commonly from Pakistan. There you go. So there we are. So the populations, it looks like they're going to get what they want. The population is definitely going down. Spanish says, sorry, women can have penises. Yes, Spanish, absolutely. We're all for equal rights on this show here. Amanda's sharing 12 days till she becomes a grandma. Good on her. Bowie was a sicko, still mocking you to this day. There we go. Yep. Okay. What's the time now? 21:37. Should we do a little quiz? Yeah, I think I've had enough of stories. Let's do a quiz, shall we? I know you've all been waiting for it. Right, let's find my link. Where's my bookmarks? There we go. The ultimate online trivia quiz. There we go. I've got it up. The quiz, that is. Right, come on then. What do you want? Do you want what subject do you want? Let's have a look. I'll give you the subjects. Let's present this then. Screen share. Please like and follow the show if you don't. If you haven't done, please give it some thumbs up and write a comment at the bottom. It does help the stats. So please do that if you don't mind. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Online trivia quiz. Okay. Right. There we go. So what's people want then? Let's have a look then. Should we look at the subjects? We've got general knowledge, history, science and nature, geography, entertainment, dictionary, food and drink. What's it going to be, folks? Come on. Let's see what your preference is. Quiz time, peeps. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. What do you fancy? We've got dictionary, entertainment, general knowledge, history, science and nature, geography, food and drink. What is your favorite to choose from? Come on. Kitty saying food and drink. Fruit identifying. Sean is saying something. Nubian saying food and drink. Paul is saying food. It looks like it's food. Lops is saying SNN. Science and nature. Paul is saying food. Maybe we can do both. Okay. Food and drink it is then. Right. Here we go then. Ready? In which of these countries might you hear carbonated drinks being referred to as minerals? A, Madagascar. B, New Zealand. C, Ireland, or D, France? In which of these countries might you hear carbonated drinks being referred to as minerals? A, Madagascar, B, New Zealand, C, Ireland, or D, France? I'm looking for your answers. Spanish is saying D, France. Miss Blue Sky is saying D. Paul is saying D. Matty's saying D. Any more offers? Nubian saying France, which is D as well. It looks like you're all guessing that it's D. Shall we? Shall we have a look? Let's have a look. Is it France? No, it's not. Is it Ireland? It's Ireland. Well, I didn't know that. I'm shocked by that. Sushi originates from which of these countries? Is it Spain, China, Japan, or Argentina? I had sushi tonight. I had some Lidl sushi. It was delicious. I love Lidl sushi. It's only $3.99. I recommend it. The sushi fish in Lidl is great. Come on. I think, hey, Steve to Goose. Steve to Goose is here as well. Hello, Steve. I think we all know the answer to this. Where does sushi originate from? Come on. It's not difficult, is it? Kitty is saying C. Matty's saying B, China. Mascara saying C. Lops is saying B, China. Okay, so I think it's either China or Japan. I think it's Japan, but I could be wrong. Let's have a look, shall we? Is it Japan? Yes, it is. The dessert bread patoni comes from which country? Is it France, Spain, Italy, or Scotland? The dessert bread panettone comes from which country? France, Spain, Italy, or Scotland? Spanish saying C, Italy. Steve, the mascara saying C, Italy. Yeah, Paul is saying Italy. I think we know. We always have them at Christmas, don't we? You go down the old supermarket and you get your panettone, and it's from Italy. The wine Chianti Classico comes from which area of Italy? Is it Umbria, Adriatic Coast, Tuscany, or Cinque So the wine Chianti comes from which area of Italy? Umbria, Adriatic Coast, Tuscany, or Terra? There we go. So is it A, B, C, or D? Lops is saying C. Miss Blue Sky is saying D. I actually don't know this. I'm going to guess Tuscany myself. I'm going to go for C. Paula's saying Tuscany. Yeah. Okay. Amanda's saying C, Tuscany. Matty Boyce Gate saying Adriatic Coast, B. Could be. Let's have a look then. Should we do the answer? Let's go. Is it Umbria? No. Is it Terra? No. Is it Tuscany? It is. It's Tuscany. What country does the dish, oh, for goodness sake, lasagna originate from? I think we know this one, don't we? Come on, everyone. Is it France, Portugal, Italy, or USA? Where does the lasagna come from? Jerry says straight in there with Italy. Matty Boyskate says, for fuck's sake. Spanish chicken is LON in. Yeah, C. Yeah, Italy. Mascara saying Italy. I think everyone's saying Italy. Let's go for it. Shall we hit that Italy button? Yeah, of course it is. Once baked for Mother's Day, with which period in the Christian calendar are simnel cakes now associated? Once baked for Mother's Day, with which period in the Christian calendar are simnel cakes now associated? Is it All Saints' Day, Easter, Christmas, or Epiphany? Is it A, All Saints, B, Easter, C, Christmas, or Epiphany? What say you? Never heard of them, nor have I Spanish, if I'm honest with you, mate. Kitty is saying B, Easter. Amanda saying B, Easter. Mascara saying Easter. Lops is saying C, Christmas. Oh, I'm not live. LOL, I'm lagging. Oh, Lops is giving the wrong answer for different things. Not a Scooby-Doo, says Miss Blue Sky. Should we find out? I'm gonna go with Easter myself. I'm gonna go with Easter. Is it Easter? Yes, there you go. Which pasta is mentioned in the last line of Yankee Doodle? Is it penne, macaroni, vermicelli, or spaghetti? Which pasta is mentioned in the last line of Yankee Doodle? And that's it. Is it A, penny, macaroni, vermicelli, or spaghetti? I haven't a Scooby-Doo about that one, as Miss Blue Sky says. Kitty saying D, Mascara saying B, Amanda saying B, Spanish is saying B, Lops is saying B, New Being is saying macaroni, which is B as well. It looks like the answer could be B. I didn't know that. Let's have a look. Oh, it is macaroni. From which Italian? It's all Italy tonight. From which Italian city did bolognese sauce originate? Ah, was it Rome, Naples, Florence, or Bologna? A, B, C, or D? Where did bolognese sauce? Oh, come on. The clue's in the name. Surely. Where did it come from? Manda says D. Yeah, that's my guess. D. Matty's saying A. Rome. No, Matt, that's it. The clue is in the. That's it. Bologna. Yeah. Bologna. I think so. Let's click Bologna, and it's right. Last number 9. There's an awful lot of coffee in Brazil, and unsurprisingly, Brazil produces the most in the world. Which country is next? Is it Mexico, India, Vietnam, or Colombia? Oh, I think I'm going to guess. I think I know this one. So, where does it come from next? Which is the next one? Mac, says Jerry. No, I think you're a bit behind, Jerry. New Being saying D, Colombia. Kitty saying Colombia, D. Paula's saying, oh, she's not saying. Mascara saying D. I think Amanda's saying D. Let's have a look, shall we? Is it D? No, it's not Colombia. You all got that wrong. You all thought James. James is out of his box. He went for D as well. The lurker, chief lurker, is in the house. It's not Colombia. Is it Vietnam? It's Vietnam. There you go. Ninja. That's what I call James, by the way. The curry accompaniment poppadom is what? The curry accompaniment poppadom is what? Fruit chutney, yogurt dressing, thin flatbread, or a vegetable fritter? This is too easy for me because I love my curries. And if, yes, Spanish, you were wrong for fuck's sake. Yeah. Matty Boy Skate says it's a fruit chutney. Kitty says it's a fruit chutney. Miss Blue Sky says it's a yogurt dressing. The curry accompaniment poppadom is what? Come on, this is easy. Jerry saying D, a vegetable fritter. I think this is the thin flat bread. That's my guess. Am I wrong? I was right. There we go. Okay, so we got one more. Let's do one more then. One more, all right? General knowledge. Should we do general knowledge or science and nature? Come on. What's your choice? Come on, we're going to do one more quiz. We've got 21 of you in. It's a big crisp. Yeah, exactly. It is Mascara Snake. It's a big crisp. What do you fancy? Should we do general knowledge? Give me yes or no. Or science. All right, it's science. That was the first thing that just came back there. Okay, Spanish. It's science. We're going for science and nature. Here we go. Exmoor and Shetland are varieties of which member of the horse family? This is down Spanish's way. He's going to know this. Exmoor and Shetland are varieties of which member of the horse family? Is it A, pony, mule, B, mule, C, donkey, or D, ass? Which member, Exmoor and Shetland, are varieties of which member of the horse family? James is saying A, Lops is saying A, Mascara is saying A, Manda's saying A, Paul is saying A, Spanish is saying A. There we go. I think we all know the answer, don't we? It's what is 0.5 multiplied by 0.5? Is it A, 0.5? Is it B, 1.5? Or is it C, 1? Or is it D, 0.25? There we go. What is 0.5 multiplied by 0.5? Is it D, 0.25, C, 1, B, 1.5, or A, 0.5? Manda saying D, 0.25. Miss Blue Sky is guessing C. Kitty saying D. Lop saying D. James is saying 1. Paul is saying C. There we go. It's D for fuck's sake, says Spanish. There we go. 0.25, which is an acronym for a performance enhancing drug. Is it A, EWE? Is it B, EGO? Is it C, ESP? Or D, EPO? Which is an acronym for a performance enhancing drug? I really don't know this. EWE, EGO, or ESP, or EPO? Odds on a postcard, please, mate. Nubian saying it's EPO. Mascara saying D, which is EPO. Spanish doesn't know. Jerry saying it's D, EPO. Paul is saying D, EPO. I think it looks like it could be D, EPO. Let's have a look. Shall we try it? And it's right, folks. Well done. Which of these items was not invented by American Walter Hunt? A, the bicycle. B, the fountain pen. C, safety pin. Or D, the sewing machine? Which of these items was not invented by American Walter Hunt? A, bicycle. B, fountain pen. C, safety pin. Or D, sewing machine? Quite an interesting question, I'd say. Amanda's saying D. Spanish is saying D, the sewing machine. Paul is saying D. No, Paul is saying C, which is the safety pin. Jerry's saying A. James is saying the sewing machine, D. Lops is saying A, the bicycle. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's go. Steve is saying A. Is it A? It is. It's the bicycle. What is produced during photosynthesis? Is it A, oxygen, B, water, C, light, or D, carbon dioxide? I know the answer to this one. What is produced during photosynthesis? Is it A, oxygen, B, water, C, light, or D, carbon dioxide? David saying it's E, light. Mascara saying it's A, oxygen. Spanish is saying D. Paul is saying carbon dioxide. Matty Boyskate saying D, carbon dioxide. Kitty saying B. Let's have a look, shall we? Okay. So what is produced during photosynthesis? Is it carbon dioxide? No. Is it oxygen? It is oxygen. It was A. There we go. In which region of the body is the lumbar? Is it A, under the foot, B, inner ear, C, the lower back, or D, the upper chest? I know the answer to this one. Matty Boys Case. Fuck. Yeah, I know, mate. Exactly. You should have known better, Matt. It's the back, says Paula. David says it's E. How can it be E? We haven't got an E, David. I Oh, Lops is still on CO2 at night, so he's still guessing. Paula, not bothered. It's fun anyway. Matty Boysgate says it's C, lower back. Lops says it's C. Kitty says it's C. I think we all know it's C. Exactly. Pink Lady is a variety of which fruit? I know the answer to this one. Is it orange, pear, melon, or apple? Pink Lady is a variety of which fruit? Is it orange, pear, melon, or apple? I'm brainwashed, says Nubian. Saying photosynthesis creates CO2. Jerry is saying it's apple. Paul is saying it's apple. Kitty's saying it's apple. Mascara is saying it's apple. James is saying it's a melon. Lops is saying it's apple. I think the answer is apple. Which part of the human body is affected by phlebitis? Which part of the human body is affected by phlebitis? Is it the veins, hair, bones, or teeth? I don't know the answer to this one. I really don't. Is it A, B, C, or D? Veins, hair, bones, or teeth? Spanish saying, Nubian saying the lung. Paula saying the skin. I don't know, maybe. Mascara saying A, veins. Nubian saying veins. Veins. We've got a lot of veins going on. Any more veins? James is saying veins. Okay, let's try veins, shall we? And it's veins. Question 9. What is periorbital hematoma? What is periorbital hematoma? Is it a knee injury, a viral infection, a blood disorder, or a black eye? I haven't a Scooby-Doo, as Miss Blue Sky was saying. C. Steve says it's C. It's a blood disorder. Spanish Chicken says it's D. It's a black eye. Mascara saying it's D. James is saying it's C, a blood disorder. Jerry's saying it's C, which is a blood disorder. Matty Boy Skate saying it's a knee injury. Spanish says it's a darkened eye. So let's have a look then, shall we? Is it a black eye? It is. It's a black eye. Last but not least, which planet is so large it could contain all the others? Is it A, Venus, B, Jupiter, C, Mars, or D, Uranus? Which planet is so large it can contain all the others? Is it A, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, or Uranus? D says Spanish. James says B. Mascara saying B. Nubian saying Jupiter, B. It looks like we've got a lot of B's. Paula saying B. Lops is saying B. Come on, these are your final answers now. Final answers now. Get your final answers in. It looks like it could be B, shall we? Is it a B? It certainly is a B. There we go. That completes the question, everybody. The question, the quiz, even. Right. How do I remove this? Right. Remove this. Remove from studio. That one. Let's remove that one from the studio as well. There we go. So I've just cleared the lines there. It's a time check. It's 21:59. It means that you're not going to see me now unless you come to the after chat for 2 weeks. Thanks again, everyone. I really appreciate you joining me on the show today. One last reminder: if you've liked the show, or if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button if you like the show. And if you can subscribe, a couple of quid or a quid, that'd be great. The links are in the show as well, so please subscribe. And also, that's what I was going to say. That if you do want to contribute to the StreamYard, you don't have to have PayPal to do that. So you can just click on the link which is in the show notes at the bottom, and it's also in the Telegram chat for anyone as well. And you can just pay with your debit card. I just again want to say thank you to so many people that have contributed so far. we've had some really big donations from a few individuals as well. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. The link is also in my for my salve. I've had some recently. I've improved myself. I just want to read out a comment lastly before I go to you about my salve. Someone sent me a comment. I'm not going to say who. I'm going to keep their identity quiet. But they said this. Let me see. Where is it? Here we go. So, so someone who's got very bad shoulder and shoulder pain, and they've said that it's done absolutely amazing for them. It's brought their pain level down from 10 to around 4. That's putting my my salve onto their body. So I'm so happy about that. If you fancy some, the link's in the bio. I'm making a fresh batch this week. So the salve cleared up my chafed arse rub. There we go. From the horse's mouth as well. There we are. So it's helped Spanish who's bought it in the past. The link's in the bio. So if you fancy it, please click on the link. Anyone who buys it tonight, I'm going to put £10 of that money to the StreamYard. So anyone who buys it tonight, I'm going to put £10 to the StreamYard. If you fancy it, I'm making a fresh batch this week. It's got some great stuff in it. Thanks everyone again for chatting, keeping me company for the last 2 hours. I really appreciate it. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time with more health stories, more crazy videos. Oh, just before we go, I keep forgetting to do this. Let's just do this, shall we? Let's hang on. A video file. Let me see if I can find this. Just some memes before we go. Some summer memes before we go. Right, let's see if I can grab them. Hang on. Right, airplane. Okay. Let's do some summer memes just before I go. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to share the whole screen with you. Oh, present, share screen, entire screen, share. There we go. And there. Here's some memes for you then. Are you tired, lonely, depressed? If so, please consider joining our niche online community. Obsess over something irrelevant instead of dealing with your real problems. Annoy your friends and family. Argue with thousands of new people online. The British summer, currently unavailable. We don't know when this item will be back in stock. Only carbon tax can prevent wildfires. To-do list, California, Maui, and Canada. Hey. Bill Gates, how to ride on Epstein's plane 37 fucking times. Just to know that ones telling you to give up everything, the ones that telling you to give up everything won't be giving up anything. And so says the dude. The Great Delusion, yes, there we are. It's the bike being powered by all the carbon. Greta eating her dinner in 2030. Don't complain if you don't vote. Voting is your duty. Don't vote, so do nothing. Voting is signaling that you agree with the system. Voting is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Voting is saying, I don't believe that I have the right to extort, rob, kidnap, and initiate violence against others for not conforming to my views. But I believe those I vote for have the right to extort, rob, kidnap, and initiate violence against others for not conforming to my views. Voting is the epitome of doing absolutely nothing whilst hoping someone else will do something. Now that we've achieved net zero, what do we do now? Here's your problem. It looks like you're paying attention to what's going on. Grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change direction when I see them coming, and the wisdom to not try to smack some sense into them when I can't avoid them. Two sweet corns. Hot outside? Shut up. I love a bit of popcorn. When you accidentally let your government raise your kids. And there we go. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. When you're at the pool thinking you have beachy waves. Yes, I love that. And of course, Titanic, the search for climate change. Is that an iceberg ahead? I thought all those fucking melted. How dare you? How dare you? And that's all, folks. Thanks for joining me. Let's put the link up. Invite. Copy. There was no Beeb in the chat tonight. Thanks, Johnny. Hope you have a nice holiday. Thanks for the show, Rob. Cheers, chat. Thank you very much again. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. So if you fancy a little bit of an after chat with me, come and join me. I'm going to go and make a cup of tea whilst we all have a little chat. And yeah, I'll see you very, very shortly. Here's the link. Yeah, come and see me soon. And God bless. And remember, they may come as good as you, but they don't come any better. Don't forget to join Pete and Cookie tomorrow, especially the start. We love Cookie's start of the show. And we've got the Tagoose on Thursday. Please join Steve on his show. And of course, not forgetting Jimmy. We've got a great on Saturday. We've got a great community here. Let's keep it going, everyone, and support everyone as well. Thanks again for chatting to me. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all very, very soon in a couple of weeks' time. All right. And never give up, never surrender. Live free and never give up, as Sean Hammer has said down here. There we go. Lovely. Take care, everyone. Bye for now. Bye-bye.